It's definitely a cold one out here. I think it's about 1 degree, I think. Quiet. Nice and peaceful. Starry night. That's why it's so cold. Normally seeing somebody right now. This early. Too cold for everybody. Just charging my drone batteries up. I took it out earlier. Well, I was just standing outside my house flying around. I've got some nice pictures and stuff actually. Yeah, I thought I'd fancy a drink. I don't normally, well, I say I don't normally drink. I don't, but all I drink is Baileys. I quite like dairy products. Planes flying around. Where's everybody? Imagine if I just never see anybody again. Walk down here and everything was just empty. Imagine that, man. Walked around, there was just nobody. All the shops was open, but there was just nobody anywhere. I'd be mad. Looking behind me, I'm so quiet out here. And again, you soon see somebody, I'd have two shadows. I can hear somebody. Bit of life. Have our evening stroll through the village. So there, flashing away. Oh, somebody. If it's nice tomorrow, I'll fly around that big tower. Because it was quite nice today. I could do it at night. But I'd have to do it further away because they'd spot me straight. Not that it matters that they spot me. Now they're getting picked up on Monday. I've got to find a printer though. I've got to print off some 2 things to go on them. Because the fella didn't have a printer and he asked me if I did, but I haven't. Yeah, we're all down through. What's that? Something England. I'm in England, the southeast of England. Very quiet. My first ever classroom's right there. It's still there. How mad's that? My first day at school, primary school, Hadlow Church of England Primary School, it was called then. As my mum went out the door, I booted the teacher and ran out. Mrs. Twillier, her name was, and she grabbed me. And I wasn't having none of that, so I booted her right in the shin. I think she'd give me a clout. That was my introduction to school. Same school as my dad and my granddad went to. Oh, hello to everybody. So I've got to get some new glasses today, but I never went to town, so I'm squinting again. Yeah, I could fly around that tower at night, but I'd have to get further away from it. Obviously the green flashing light gives me away a bit. Whereas during the day, I can just blend it, I kind of blend in a bit better. Not that it really matters, not that they can really do anything anyway. As the law stands, they can't do anything. And no matter what time of day or night I'm doing it. To be honest, once you get up high, you can't really hear the drone. There's something flying across the sky there with a red light and a white light. That's a plane or something. It's going quick. I want to go one of them first person view drones. None of the ones with the goggles. Apparently they do 200 miles an hour. That's no bullshit. And I'm getting excited over like 40 miles an hour. But you've got to have all them goggles on and all that. And when you got that, you have to have a spotter with you. So you really need 2 of you to be legal. I don't think I'd get along with having them goggles on, and wherever you look in the goggles is where the drone goes. There's no remote. You're controlling it through your eyes. I don't think. I quite like to know my spatial awareness and that. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I'd get along with that shit over my head. Whereas the controller, I've got right used to it now. To start with, I was just going in lines in the sky like that. I wasn't turning, but now I can turn and do flip. Well, I can't flip, I can spin around pretty quick. I've been looking at one of them flip things, but yeah. You can set the controller up how you kind of want it. And you can alter the pitch. So instead of just curving around slowly, you can just have it so you proper curve round and make loads of noise. Yeah. I didn't know fuck all about drones when I started. Couldn't even fly one. I'd fly on that as well at some point. That'll piss them off in there. That thing up there, man. That's that same plane. It's very disorientating in the sky, you know, when you're looking at it a lot. I'm sure I've seen things where I do quite a bit of night flying. It gets quite dark around here, so the sky sort of just glows up. I'm pretty sure I've seen things, I don't know what, but other stuff shooting about, which isn't human kind of thing. Well, it might be. They test out new stuff and that, don't they? But yeah, I've seen a couple of things that just caught my eye while I've been up there. It takes a while to judge all your distances. You end up thinking that you're kind of where they are, but you're not. Well, you could be, but you have to. It takes a few goes before you sort of work it out. But I know now all you got to do is just get right high up in the sky, do what you want then. That's why I like just getting up and just pressing go flat out and just let it go. Did nearly 3 miles the other night and came back. Apparently it goes just over 6 miles. Not that I've been 6 miles. I walked back through. And up to the shop, I think. It's my evening walk over with. Drones are everywhere. They will be in the future. That's why I'm getting in on the industry now. I've got one more exam to do. Well, I can do it now if I want to start earning money in that with what I've got now. But I'm going to do another qualification, which will entitle me to a few different things. Which basically takes you from your hobby, sort of hobbyist, into the sort of professional league. But there's people out there the same drone as me earning 300 quid for half hour's work. Just taking surveys of roofs and stuff. It's crazy. There's all sorts of people. People are hiring for like houses and that. Weddings. The market is massive. It's all really new. That news, all the laws keep changing and whatnot, but it's all good. Because like if they do a roof survey, what's the point of getting a building firm? They're all going to get up there, aren't they? Might need scaffolding. With his drone, one man up there, takes HD video and that. You can do like mapping. The next drone I get, I've been looking at this one that does thermal imaging, which adds another thing that you can do. Get mapping. In fact, I'm going to go back straight direct down here instead of the other lane. And I'm going to do my lace up because my lace is coming down. And trust me, in the future, people will be having takeaways manned by drone. It's already being tested out. Deliveroo and that are testing them out at the moment. Because I can already buy a carriage that goes on the bottom of my drone, so I can pull up outside your front door. You only got to touch the drone, I can automatically release it. But the testing that they're doing, the trials, they're basically closing all the airspace while they're doing this. All I can hope that they get competent people doing it. I suppose you would have to be qualified. But, yeah. I think it'd be quite easy. I think I could fly into the next village. If you said, right, go to Tunbridge, go to that road, I think I could fly in there. Obviously, your first time doing it, because you're up high, it's all a different world. I think after you've done it once, you just, well, to be honest, I think I'd be able to just go flat out there anyway, because I know the land. Yeah, but you got to keep it, obviously you got to keep your drone in sight, but the other lace has come undone. Nightmare. Saying that, you could see a drone, and the pilot could be anywhere, really. That's why when I fly right out, I just go to a couple of places in the village, because then I'm looking out up a hill. I just fly upwards. There's a red light with a white light, I think. Oh, no worries, made me jump. Fucking. Ain't the drones, it's the fucking some of the fucking scooters, I think. I've seen some of them come by, look like they're going well quick. I wouldn't mind building my own drone, really. But then 200 mile an hour ones, you must just go through the sky. But then again, you're not viewing it from down here. You're the first person view ones, you're viewing it through the goggles. What you're actually viewing is the front of the drone, and whatever way you look with the headset on is where the drone goes. But I guess that'd be like learning that would be like learning a whole new thing. It wouldn't be like you've just got a drone, and I think it'd be a different kind of, I don't know, just a different world. Cool. I reckon. Hello mate, how you doing?
Not bad, you alright? Yeah.
Cheers mate.
Cheers, buddy.
Right. We've got some poison. Check what's on the boxings on. I probably missed it. That's going to be a chilly one tonight. Happy days. In fact, I might even crack it open now. Certainly warms you up. That is all I drink though. I don't touch any other kind of alcohol. I couldn't drink lager or any of them mad spirits. Don't agree with me. It's probably the ADHD though. That's why I preferred parties and drugs. I found drugs a lot more interesting than getting pissed. I found staying awake all night partying was a lot better than getting pissed up. Yeah. So that's what we did. In fact, I think it was probably safer. Drugs are alright, but it depends what ones you're doing. If you're a smackhead or just a crackhead, then you're just a waster really. But if you're out partying, man, I can get that. Because that's what I did. But some of my friends chose the other path. And they're not here now, do you know what I mean? All I was interested in was something that was going to keep me awake all night and stuff. And obviously there was the acid, lots of acid about. There was no ecstasy, that hadn't even come along. A little bit of speed. And then my mate come home one night and announced that he'd done half a pill. Did I want half? But I was on acid at the time. I said, oh, I don't know about that. He convinced me in the end. Don't know what year that was. But I can remember who, I won't name him, but I can remember who it was. It must have been really, and he'd been up the Grasshopper, which is in Westram. Yeah, that was. See, that one looks really low up there. What I've learned from listening to the air band is they're all travelling around at different heights. I quite like the chocolate one, these. Drone should be charged up anyway. I'll try and upload the video later. I literally went outside the front of my door. If you look to the right, it's where the sun sets. I got right up high. It just looked amazing up there. I've seen quite a few shooting stars whilst droning. How's that up there flashing? I think I'm tripping. That'd be mad, man. Doing some acid and then going droning. With your mad lights on. I'd like to get a go on them 200 miles per hour ones where you have the goggles on. Just have a quick go on it. I think when you got the goggles on, I'd feel disorientated, I think. You wouldn't want to look left or right, would you? Because that's where you send the drone. But saying that, you can't just put your goggles on and off you go though, because you've got to have a spotter. What's called a spotter. That's someone who ain't got the goggles on standing next to you. So you still got to have someone who ain't got the goggles on. But yeah, 200 mile an hour. There's me looking at trying to break the 43 mile an hour I've got at the minute. It's only supposed to do 38. Get a bit of wind behind you. I quite like going up in the wind. Now I've sussed it all out. I use the compass and that a lot. It even tells you what side of the drone's getting the wind pressure, so you work out what way to fly. And obviously you've got massive wind behind you, but you do get warnings coming on your drone, but I just override them. I found so far in the wind that I've been in, it's level 5 resistant. When I'm in sports mode with all the power, I'm then able to move around a bit better. But obviously the higher you go, well, different speeds at different heights. Which the rain you got to watch. The wind's all good and the snow, but apparently the rain gets into your circuitry, and before you know it, you're not controlling your drone anymore. It's flying off. Do you know what I mean? You can get waterproof ones though. But I fancy one of the ones that do the thermal mapping. People go out and search for people and that. I suppose when you turn that on, everything goes of a certain colour, and then when it spots some heat, everything goes a different colour. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute.